Did the Game of Thrones showmakers justly portray Stannis Baratheon? This is an electrifying can of worms to open, and opinions on this are as heated as dragonfire. To some, Stannis Baratheon was the uncompromising, iron-willed claimant to the Iron Throne, the epitome of justice forged in cold steel. The books illuminate him with such intricacies. Stannis is a man you could follow into battle with the icy assurance that every harsh decree has the realm's best interest at its heart. He's also someone you might have a drink with. Granted, it might be the most painfully awkward pint of ale you've ever gulped down. However, in the dazzling specter of television, many ardent fans of the A Song of Ice and Fire series believe Stannis got the short end of the warhammer. So why the dissonance? Let's unsheath some facts. First, the book version of Stannis had more layers than a wall-sized onion. A dutiful brother, a stern lord, utterly humorless, yet dry wit sometimes peeked through his stony facade. His internal struggles with his own rigidity made him relatable. The Stannis in George R. Martin's texts is a slow burn, a heat that gains intensity if you give it proper time to catch. Now let's talk screen time. In screen adaptations, you've got to cut faster than Valyrian steel through a silk tunic, and that's exactly what happened to some of Stannis' depth. Subtleties were sacrificed in the name of pacing and keeping the viewers hooked with a meat-cleaver plot. Consequently, TV Stannis can come off as more one-dimensional than his literary counterpart. Crucial aspects of his story were altered or omitted. His relationship with Davos Seaworth, a jewel in the books, was still touching on the screen, but it didn't have quite the same richness. The depiction of Stannis' downfall as well, particularly his daughter Shireen's tragic fate, sparked massive controversy. While these events highlighted his unyielding nature, they also painted him more as a tragic villain than the tragically flawed hero he's considered by many book readers. Amid the shadowy hues with which the show painted Stannis, at times his portrayal felt unjust, especially considering how other characters were given numerous scenes to display their conflicted souls. But let's not don armor for a full-on assault just yet. The show did justice to his unrelenting resolve, those moments that made us all sit on the edge of our seats and acknowledge the rightful king's presence. Think of his last stand at Winterfell, a display of courage and commitment to his claim. In the great halls of television, the portrayal of Stannis Baratheon can be seen as a just one, yet it's undeniably skewed, shadowed by the constraints of episodic storytelling. And here in Portland, amid the rustling leaves of Forest Park, where introspection comes naturally with the loamy scent of the earth, I ponder the fate of the Manus. True, he may not have been given his full due on the screen, but the Throne showmakers at least sparked a wildfire of passionate debate. And isn't the mercurial nature of adaptation what fuels our discussions and keeps tales alive? Whether or not you believe Stannis was justly portrayed might depend on which fire you've been staring into, the bright, flickering flames of your television, or the slow-burning embers of the books. In either light, Stannis Baratheon remains a character who burns brightly, if not with a roaring blaze, then with an enduring smolder that captivates us still.